Send Help is one of those films where the title tells you less than the team behind it, because this isn't just another survival thriller. It's a Sam Raimi film, made late in his career with decades of genre experience behind it, and that changes how you should approach this film. This review will stay completely non-spoiler, focusing on the production and performance in context. We'll save character psychology and deeper thematic analysis for a full spoiler companion piece in a day or so. Hi, I'm Rob, and this is A Constantly Racing Mind. If you're new here, we break down sci-fi, horror, action-adventure, prop culture, and all things geek. With one guiding idea, every frame tells a story. Now, on the surface, Send Help presents itself as a survival story. Two co-workers, a corporate power imbalance, a sudden disaster, and an isolated environment where modern hierarchies no longer apply. But what makes Send Help interesting isn't the survival mechanics. It's how uncomfortable the film is willing to be. Now, this is not a feel-good resilience story. It's not a triumph of the human spirit narrative. Instead, the film lives in tension between competence and charisma, between authority and usefulness, between who someone is in a system and who they are without one. Tonally, Send Help walks a tightrope between survival thriller, dark comedy, and psychological unease. That balancing act won't be for everyone, and I feel that's intentional. This is a film that trusts its audience to have a sense of discomfort rather than resolve it quickly. And that confidence starts at the top, with the people who made it. When people talk about Sam Raimi, they usually split his career in two: early campy horror, later mainstream blockbusters. But that separation misses the point. Raimi's defining trait isn't genre, it's momentum control. From The Evil Dead onward, Raimi treated the camera like a living thing. Movement equals emotion, speed equals panic, stillness equals dread. What's fascinating about Send Help is that Raimi chooses restraint. This is a contained film, a small cast, a limited environment, and that's where Raimi thrives. Think of the cabin in The Evil Dead. He's not interested in sensationalism here. He's interested in pressure, how people behave when systems collapse, how power shifts when social rules stop working. This feels like a late career Raimi project in the best way, confident, deliberate, and uninterested in pleasing everyone. Raimi also serves as producer alongside Zainab Azizi. As producer, Raimi has consistently protected tone over trend. Through projects under Ghost House Pictures and beyond, he's shown a willingness to let genre films be strange, uncomfortable, or morally ambiguous. Send Help reportedly began as a more straightforward psychological thriller. Under Raimi's influence, it leans harder into dark irony and character discomfort rather than clean genre beats. This isn't a film engineered by a committee, it's a film shaped by intent. The screenplay comes from Shannon and Mark Swift, writers with deep genre credentials. They worked extensively in horror frameworks where rules matter, escalation matters, and character flaws drive conflict. I think that experience shows here. Now, without spoiling everything, Send Help depends on clear power dynamics. That is obvious in the trailers. Escalating tension, and characters whose weaknesses are exposed by circumstance. The script provides a solid foundation, one that can withstand Raimi's tonal experimentation without collapsing. Cinematographer Bill Pope is a longtime Raimi collaborator and a genre legend in his own right. From Darkman to The Matrix to Spider-Man 2, Pope excels at making motion readable and purposeful. In Send Help, the camera emphasizes proximity over scale, faces over landscape, and tension over beauty. Even opening spaces feel constricting. This isn't a survival photography meant to inspire awe. It's designed to corner the audience, mirroring the character's psychological states. Raimi's films live or die in the edit, and Bob Murawski has shaped that rhythm for decades. Murawski understands that Raimi's tone isn't smooth, it's punctuated. Silence matters, timing matters, and restraint matters. Send Help doesn't rush its discomfort, and that patience comes from the edit as much as the direction. Then there's Danny Elfman's involvement, which signals tonal intention immediately. From his early days as the frontman of Oingo Boingo to decades of film scoring, including long collaborations with Tim Burton and Raimi himself, Elfman understands mood better than melody. Here, the score doesn't guide emotion so much as destabilize it. Elfman knows when not to play, and in a film like this, that restraint is doing some very heavy lifting. At a reported mid-budget studio scale, Send Help lives or dies on craft. There's no excess to hide behind, no sensationalism to distract from character. Every creative choice matters, and I think this team knows exactly what kind of film they're making. Rachel McAdams brings a fascinating history to this role. She's known for emotional accessibility, Spotlight, The Notebook, About Time, and she's also played characters navigating power, visibility, and emotional labor. McAdams has a natural ability to project intelligence without grandstanding. She excels at internalizing performances where small reactions matter more than dialogue. In a film like Send Help, that quality is essential. This role asks for restraint, credibility, and the ability to carry long stretches without external validation, and McAdams is uniquely equipped for that. Dylan O'Brien has spent much of his career balancing charm and volatility, from the Maze Runner series to darker turns in projects like American Assassin. O'Brien understands how to play characters whose confidence masks insecurity. That skill set is critical here, and I feel O'Brien brings believable charisma, emotional unpredictability, and an edge that keeps scenes from settling comfortably. His presence ensures the film never becomes one-note power fantasy. Now, what makes McAdams and O'Brien effective together isn't chemistry in the romantic sense. It's contrast. Their energy levels, rhythms, and screen presence create friction. And friction is exactly what a film like this needs. There are some great visual scenes that I really liked. The plane crash, for one, Linda hunting in the jungle, and some of the shenanigans that both Linda and Dylan pull on each other, which means that I should warn you that there is blood, there is gore, and there is humor. I really like this film, and I feel Send Help is a solid 4. I did feel that I could see that Send Help belongs to a specific lineage of survival stories, the kind where isolation doesn't ease power, it reshapes it. Films like Triangle of Sadness, Misery, or The Lighthouse aren't really about escape. They're about what happens when authority loses its usual supports and has to reinvent itself. What makes Send Help interesting is that it strips that idea down to two people and asks a different, more uncomfortable question. When the system collapses, do we become better or just more honest about who we are? If you got something from this review, drop a like and please subscribe. Also, leave a comment about what you thought about Sam Raimi's film. Remember, this is the non-spoiler review. My more in-depth spoiler version, where we can discuss more, will be out very soon. Remember, every frame tells a story. I'm Rob, and this is the Constantly Racing Mind. Thank you for watching.